Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. And today's topic for the class is tenses. Let's start the class with the definition of tenses. Tenses are the words in English language which are taken the form of a verb, either to show the time of an action or the state of an event. And based on time, these tenses are divided into three. They are past tense, present tense, and future tense. And each of these three tenses, that is present tense, past tense, and the future tense, have four forms to show continuity or completeness of the action and time. They are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. And here is a short description of these four forms. First of all, simple tense. Simple tense describes an action but does not say whether it is finished or not. And continuous tense, it describes an unfinished action. While perfect tense describes a finished action and perfect continuous tense combine the complete tenses with the incomplete tenses to describe an action which is in progress and then finished. And before moving to the description of these four forms, it is important to know the subject and verb forms of the following pronouns. We say that the first person pronouns are I and we, and I is a subject form, we is a verb form. When we say second person pronouns, it is you. And the third person pronouns are he, she, it in the subject form and they in the verb form. Note that the pronoun you in the second person is one and the same in the subject form as well as the verb form. And here is a list of 12 possible tenses that can be formed from the three basic types of tenses, that is present, past, and future. In the past tense, we have simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. And in the present tense, we have simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. In the future tense, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. And before moving to the tenses in detail, it is very important to know auxiliary verbs in English language. There are 24 auxiliary verbs in English language. An auxiliary verb helps the main verb to describe an action. An auxiliary verb means it is a verb which is used in a sentence to describe action as well as to help the main verb. And the 24 auxiliary verbs in English language are am, are, be able to, been, being, can, could, dare, did, do, does, going to, had better, has, have to, is, may, might, must, need, ought to, shall, should, was, were, will, and would. So these are the 24 auxiliary verbs used in English language. Please note that these auxiliary verbs are used based on the form of the main verbs to help it and to describe an action. It is also to be noted that while explaining the 12 forms of the tenses, we often use V1 to represent the simple present form of the verb, V2 to represent the simple past form of the verb, and V3 to represent the past participle form of the verb used in the sentence. Now you can just go through some of the V1 and V2 and V3 forms of the verbs. And now let's see the forms and example sentences for these 12 tense forms. First, we take simple present. For the simple present, when we write, the form is subject plus V1 form of the verb plus object. Here, the V1 form of the verb means the present form of the verb. For example, I play basketball every week. Here, the verb is play, and we have used the simple form, that is a present form of the verb, that is V1 form of the verb, that is play. I play basketball every week. And when we move to present continuous tense, The form of the sentence is subject plus am or is or are plus verb plus ing form plus object. That is, here we should use the ing form of the verb which we are using. Here the verb is play, and when it comes to present continuous tense, we should use I am playing basketball now. That is, we have added ing to the verb. Here we use ing form to the verb to indicate that the action is continuing. And the next tense is present perfect tense. The form of the sentence should be written as subject plus have or has plus V3 plus object. That means we should use the third form of the verb. That means the past participle form of the verb play. That means played. The past participle form of the verb play is played. I have just played basketball. Here, with the first person I, we have used have just played basketball. And the next one is present perfect continuous. The sentence form is subject plus have or has been plus verb plus ing plus object. Here, in the present perfect continuous tense, in the sentence we should use been plus ing form of the verb. That means, for example, in this sentence, I have been playing basketball for 3 hours. Here we have used I have been playing basketball for 3 hours. Therefore, so present perfect continuous tense, we should use subject plus have or has been plus verb plus ing plus the object. And the next one is simple past. The form of the simple past tense is subject plus V2 plus object. Here we should use V2 form of the verb. That is, I played basketball yesterday. Here the verb played is the V2 form of the verb play. That is, the past form of the verb play. I played basketball yesterday. And next is past continuous tense. And the form of the sentence in the past continuous tense should be subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing plus object. Here we use the auxiliary verbs either was or were according to the subject because it is the past tense. I was playing basketball the whole evening. I was playing basketball the whole evening. Here we used the ing form of the verb plus was or were, the auxiliary verbs either was or were according to the subject of the sentence. Next we move to past perfect tense. Here the form of the sentence is subject plus had plus V3 plus object. For example, I had played basketball before Mary came. Next tense is past perfect continuous. The form of the sentence is subject plus had been plus V plus ing plus object. That is, we should use ing form of the verb in the past perfect continuous tense. I had been playing basketball when Mary came. I repeat, I had been playing basketball when Mary came in the past perfect continuous tense. And the next one is simple future. In the simple future, the form of the sentence is subject plus will plus verb plus object. Here we should use the auxiliary verb will. I will play basketball next week. To indicate a future action, we will always use auxiliary verb will or would or may or might or should or shall. Here the example is I will play basketball next week. The next one is future continuous. The form of the sentence is subject plus will be plus verb plus ing form of the verb plus object. That is, I will be playing basketball next Sunday. Here we have used will be plus ing form of the verb. That is, will be playing basketball. And the next one is future perfect tense. Here the form of the sentence is subject plus will have plus V3 form of the verb plus object. That is, I will have played basketball by tomorrow. I will have played basketball by tomorrow. Here we again used the V3 form of the verb play, that is played. So therefore in the future perfect tense it will come, I will have played basketball by tomorrow. The next one is, and the final form of the tense is future perfect continuous. Here the form of the sentence is subject plus will have been plus verb plus ing plus object. Here we should use ing form of the verb plus will have been. For example, we will have been playing basketball. We will have been playing basketball. You can just go through another example for just briefing out the 12 forms of the verb of present tense, past tense, and the future tense. Thank you and have a nice day.